Hey guys, this is Buck of Lapis, and 4 years ago, as of this month, I released a video doing a tutorial on how to build GamingWithJen's house. And it is my most viewed video ever, and the quality and the video itself is pretty garbage, and it's kinda difficult to follow, and it's kind of haunted me for the last 2 or 3 years. Like, at first I thought it was fine, but looking at it now, I just kind of cringe. So I figured, it's been 4 years. I've said I'd do it before. So enough is enough. Why don't I come back, do this justice, and we can finally move on from, well, my mind can finally move on from, oh wow, that's a really cringy video. So, we are back with good quality this time, and probably less random conversations that don't make any sense. And I'm going to just do the tutorial once more, and hopefully it should be a lot easier to follow this time around versus 4 years ago me explaining it. So, alright, let's get going. So, now that you have where you want to build it, it's time to start to, well, build up the walls. So, I'm going to do a 1 block outline for this entire bottom layer, just because I think that's going to be the easiest way to go about it. So then first we need to go, we're going to go from the front, the left side of the very front wall. We're going to wrap around and then come back. I do have an outline. I know some people complained about it in the comment sections of the original, but I decided to make it with two contrasting, textury, gritty, alternating blocks, so that hopefully, if you're able to, you can recreate the grid. And I know I did something like this like 2 seconds ago, but if you want to replicate the grid for your own building purposes, go ahead. I'll do this. You can do this if you want. This is how I'm doing it, but if you don't want to do it, the tutorial will resume as usual. Okay. So firstly, you want to come here, you want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And then you want to do the same thing again, 1 block afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And after that, you want to come to this side, and then you got to place in another row of birch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this side is 14 blocks long. And it's not at all connected to this row of 8 right here. It is indented back by a block, so you can see a little bit of depth in the build. Afterwards, after cutting off the corner, this is where the 14th block was. So right here, you place a block diagonal, like that. Then you add on by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So this strip should ultimately be 23 blocks long. And from there, it's kind of a game of mirroring what we have at the front. So you will extend the birch. Again, cut the corner so that it has, cut the corner right here. And then you gotta re-extend this little bit all the way out to where the front wall will come out as an indent. So this is yet another, I believe, yet another 14 blocks. Yeah. So do the diagonal and then add 13 so that it's 14 blocks long. And then right here you gotta add in, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can add in an indent for a door. I'll grab some spruce here. And then you add in yet another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's most of the outline done. And then it's kind of just mirroring what we have over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then you add in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then finally, once you've done that, you just gotta link it all the way back up and it should link up at a diagonal angle to the original front wall where we started. So this is what you should have at the moment. Obviously the grid is optional, so this is how it should look. It should be all linked. And now afterwards, you're going to want to build up this wall by 4 blocks. So I'm going to use a potion of swiftness. Essentially, you just make this 3 blocks taller, and then we can add in all of the windows and details. So just build this wall up. Alright, so now the product that you should have should look like this. Same exact thing as before, except now instead of 1 block tall, it is now 3 blocks tall. So for the moment being, rather than doing the front part with the heart and all, I'm going to do kind of the wraparound of the sides and add in all the windows and such. Just because I think that the front wall has a lot more going on than can fit in 4 blocks, so I want to simply just do that. So firstly, we can come over to this wall, the left wall. So if this is the front, this is the front left of the house. From this block here, you go in by 4 blocks, and you place 2 oak trap doors. So there should be a gap of 4 blocks between the gap here and the 4 oak trap doors right here. Then you break out 4 of these blocks. No, you break out 8 of these blocks, so that it becomes a 2x8 grid, and you place in 8 blocks of pink stained glass. Like we did here, we're going to place 2 oak trap doors, like that. It should look like this when you're done. It should be centered within the 14 blocks. Next, we're going to fly to this side of the wall, which is just adjacent to that wall with that part. And the only detail here is you need to come from this row, come in by 3 blocks, and break out 10 blocks right here in a 10x2 grid. There's no trapdoors, it's simply just 10 blocks of pink stained glass. And that is all of the detail that is going on this wall. So it should look like this. Next, on the very back of where the original wall with the trapdoors is, you're going to come to this side, you're going to go over by 2 blocks, and you're going to break out these 6 blocks right here, and then fill those in with, you guessed it, pink stained glass. And then if you want to do it easier, on this side, the side next to the corner that kind of bulges up the front, you go in by 2 blocks, you break out 4 blocks, and you place in white stained glass, not pink, white. And these 2 windows should be 5 blocks apart. So it should look like this. On this wall, you essentially got to break out most of what you already did, which is probably a bit of a waste, sorry, but break out the entirety of this wall except for the outline, so that it should look like this. And then, once you're done with that, you have to fill it in with white stained glass. So it will look like this. Then in the middle, 5 blocks in from each side. So there's 5 blocks there, there's 5 blocks of glass there. Break out the 2 blocks in the middle, and there's going to be a door. Except I'm not going to add them in for now because that goes on stone bricks, and we'll do that when we do the interior. So this is the opposite side, and it should look like this. On this long wall, we do something somewhat similar, except instead of the entire wall, you break out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you break those down by 3, so that it would look like this. Afterwards, you then fill in the remaining area with 3 layers of white stained glass, so that it will look like this. Finally, we come to this panel of the house. And we do the exact same thing we did before on that panel. So we come in by 4 blocks, we're placing 2 oak trapdoors. Not like that, like that. You break out 8 blocks of birch planks, and you put in 8 blocks of pink stained glass. And you do the same thing opposite by adding in 2 oak trapdoors. And that is all of the exterior decor other than the main walls. So I guess now we can get to that. Actually, the next thing I want to do is get kind of a start on the roof. So we're going to come around here, and at this corner, the front left corner, so between this wall with those 2 windows there, and with this being the left side of the front door, we're going to place a stair here, a stair here, and a stair here, so that there will be 3 stairs, where the middle lines up with the outdent, where the front door would be. We're going to break this block, and we're going to place a stair here, so that it makes kind of a little triangle in a way, so that you can see all 3 blocks from the underside. Afterwards, it's a simple game of wrapping it around, except when you come to the corner, you don't actually put it in the corner. You do this. You make it solid so that it becomes like this. And you see, just rather than the stairs going in as an indent, they stay like this, as if it were a big square. Do that on every corner and you should be fine. So you come around on this one, place in the oak plank, place in the stairs, then wrap this all the way around. Once we come back over to where it comes out, we're going to place another stair like this. We'll place a stair like that. And we should do that on the same side, on the opposite side, I mean. So now it looks like that. And now we have to replicate that on the opposite side. So we're going to place 2 blocks like that, and we'll place 1 block like that, so that you have these 3 making a corner. You can see all of them from the underside. Then you place 1 stair here, to kind of start the effect that it has with upside down stairs on top of normal stairs. And then you wrap this around to the edge, add in the oak plank so that it becomes a big square of stairs. Then wrap this all the way around over to the back. Do the same thing once again with the oak planks. Come in again. Turn the corner so that it becomes turn the corner so that it works with the outdent. Place an upside down stair. Okay, because windows irritate me, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to build up all the walls by 5 blocks. So, no. We're going to add in 1 more layer so that the house will have an extra 1 block to it. So that it should be exactly flat with the stairs. Just for it to be easier when we add in the roof. So it should look like so it should look like this when you're done. So now that you're done with that part, it should look like this. 5 blocks tall of birch planks with 1 layer of oak planks stairs with the various windows that we added in a couple minutes ago. Once you're at that point, we can safely start the front wall, I would say. So this is where the front door will be. This will be this display. So where this little indent is, you place in 3 blocks of birch right here so that it will form kind of a 2x1 door, which is, if you couldn't guess, where we're going to place the door. So the door goes right here. Right next to the door, we repeat the pattern of having four of doing this, of having the oak trapdoors and the pink stained glass. So 2 blocks in, break out these 4 blocks. So there should be 2 blocks there, 2 blocks between it and the door. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And it should look like this. After that, place in pink stained glass. And add in the trapdoors next to the pink stained glass, like we did before on that and that. And it should look like this. Next, we are going to place 4 oak slabs directly underneath the window made of pink stained glass. So it comes out by a block, and it's 4 blocks of oak slabs, and they're going up. And do that on both sides. It should look like this. Afterwards, place 4 flower pots on said oak slabs, and then place an azure bleuet inside of all the flower pots. I think that's French, and I probably mispronounced it, actually. I think someone commented about that before. Never mind. So it should look like this. Next, we're going to add the heart that goes above the door. So directly above the door, place 1 wool block. 1 pink wool block. Going up 1 block and going diagonally, place 1 pink wool. And do that again. So there should be 3 pink wool, like this. And then mirror that as we do usually here. So that it kind of creates a triangle in a sense. And break out these 4 blocks of birch planks. Next, it's going to be a little trickier since there's no wall, but we're going to place a wool block here, and we're going to make it double tall. So it should look like this. And again, do the same thing on both sides. Next, do a diagonal coming in, again, and just link it up so you have kind of a 5 rows here. So there's 5 blocks linking that block and that block. Finally, place a pink wool block right there, lining up with the middle, and then breaking the block you placed it off of, so you should have the heart shape. Now that you have the pink wool outline done, on the inside you have to place in a bunch of red wool so that it will mirror kind of the indentation made by it. So it will look like this. Next up, back here, we're going to place 1 birch block in the center. We're going to place 3 birch blocks right here, so that you can only see 1 of them, but they are all still there. This will affect the inside of the building. Then we're going to place 3 more blocks right there, so you should see just kind of 4 of the birch plank right above the heart. Then you place in 2 blocks of pink stained glass, right there. So it should look like this. Afterwards, right next to the pink stained glass that we just placed, we're going to place 4 blocks of birch planks, and then right by the pink stained glass, we're going to place 4 oak trapdoors. So it should look like this. Finally, we're going to place 3 blocks here, and we're going to place an oak plank here. Well, we're going to place 2 oak planks here, rather. So then it creates this kind of shape. Afterwards, we gotta come back to the staircase. So right here, it just becomes a simple pattern of placing in a stair, placing an upside down stair off of it. And you keep going up until you reach that one oak plank that I placed right above that window. So you keep going up like this. And you should line up in the center like this. If you haven't, you've messed up a dimension somewhere. Then, do the same thing on the opposite side. So you place in a stair, place in an upside down stair, place in a stair, place in an upside down stair, place in a stair, place in an upside down stair, etc. In the very center, right on the top, we're going to place in 2 oak slabs over the original block we placed and the block that overhangs. So it should come to a point and look like that. Now we're going to fill in the front wall. So right here, we'll place in 5 blocks of birch, then 4, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So it should just be kind of a staircaseless staircase coming up right next to the staircases we placed in to create the roof. So it should look like that. And in the inside, it would look like this. Afterwards, we do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So now you should have the entire front wall. So it should just kind of look like this for now. The next step is we're going to place an oak block here. Not by the slabs, they are done separate layers. This is on the same layer as the last stair. And then you're going to build this all the way across. All the way until you go 1 block over here. So that this block is in line with these staircases that you placed earlier. And then we're going to repeat the exact same step as we did there. So we're going to place in upside down stairs and staircases going all the way up until they meet the 1 layer of oak block in the center. And once you have that done, you can come over here and place in 3 blocks of birch planks right above there to create another back door. Next, you come to the back and you just build up this wall so that it's 1 block off of the staircases. So you can see the staircase starts here, you're able to place more blocks there, and you're placing in birch planks right here. And it's getting smaller by 1 block on each side as you go up, making essentially a gigantic triangle. And now the back should look like this. Next, we're going to complete this and add in the top layer as entirely oak slabs. The final step to complete the back wall is right where you have your doorway. You need to place in a door. And the door handle should face the right side. And directly above the door, similarly to how the heart is on the front wall, you skip a block and you break the block above it. So it should look like this. Then, break the 3 blocks above that, making kind of a T shape. Next, break the next layer above that, and the next layer above that. So it should be kind of an extended triangle in a way. Finally, you break these 3 blocks in the center and this 1 block at the top. So it should be kind of a 6 tall, 5 wide, diamond-shaped doorway. And then you fill it in with pink stained glass. And that completes pretty much all of the walls. Next we're going to move on to do parts of the interior, because the wall is, because it's easier to do the interior when you have no roof. Because if you have a roof, then that kind of complicates things and yada yada. So it's probably for the better to do the interior with Minecraft daylight versus torchlight and night vision potions. Though firstly, just to complete the look, we're going to add in another layer of oak wood stairs right here. How did this thing take me 3 videos? Wow. Okay, so doing the interior, the first step that I would take is come to this corner. So if the front door is there, this is on the left side. Place a block here, and simply run that all the way over to the back of the house. So it should meet up in the same corner, and then you have this as a shape. Do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So now you have this kind of large central rectangle. Then you're going to build this up to the same height as we have the rest of it, so you're going to build it up by 4. So now that you have this box, what you're going to want to do is you're going to fill this entire area in with spruce wood planks. So fill in the entire floor with spruce wood, as that's what the majority of the house is made of, but on the wings there are some exceptions. Kind of ignore the grass blocks that I have, they're going to be walls in a second. Now that you have that done, 12 blocks in, so you're going to count from, if you're walking into the house, okay, I'm going to remove my speed potion. If you're walking into the house, if you turn left, count from this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On the 13th block, you're going to build a wall of birch planks. And we're going to build that up as well. This divides kind of the back big open room with the front, I guess, living room. Once you have this wall in, you're going to come, if you're coming in the front door, this corner, go to this corner, count 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break the 5th block, and then place in a door. Next, if you're coming in and you see the door on the left, come to this wall. This will be where the fireplace goes. Come to the furthest right on the wall. Break the 2nd and 3rd blocks, so right here, so that you'll have a doorway that goes into this half of the house. Finally, on the wall that doesn't have a door yet, we're going to add a door. So if you're right next to this window, count 3 blocks and break the 3rd block, so that right here you're going to have a door. Place in some spruce planks, and you're going to place in the oak door. And we can do this now, but from the door, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add in 2 more, so that between the door and this wall there are 6 item frames. So there are 3 blocks of space here, 3 blocks of space separating it from the door. So now you have that in. And in this corner, there is a simple double chest. So right now the room should look like this. Next, from the door, we're going to count, this is where the wall is, so we're going to move over, count this block, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place a pink carpet. And we're going to make that pink carpet 5 blocks long, so that when you come in, there should be 3 blocks away from the door, a row of 5, and where the windows start, the carpet should begin. Next, you add in a row of pink carpet, a row of white carpet, then another row of pink carpet, then a row of white carpet. So you should have this 4x5 pink and white carpet. Next, in the middle, you place in 2 birch stairs with signs on the side. So, like this. Do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Finally, we're not going to do the fireplace until we have the entire roof in. So we're going to add in, essentially just outline the heart that already exists here and redo it with pink wool, so that the effect is the same on the outside as it is on the inside, and it should look like this. Next, coming out of this door, the door that we placed on the left wall, if you're coming in, we're going to place in 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, so that it kind of comes out from the door, and then you place 6 extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After you place in the 6 extra, you're going to extend this in this direction by 3. 1, 2, 3. There should be 3 blocks between it and the window. Then, you add in 4 extra blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you link it back with the extra 3. 1, 2, 3. To fill this in. The shape should look like this. So that, based off of where this window is, this little, platform should be 1 block off of where it is. Then, you're going to take this little bit and outline it with white carpet. Then, you're going to add in a bunch of pink carpet in the center. Then, right next to the window, we're going to add in another 12 or so blocks of spruce plank, so it should look like this. In the middle of the window, you need to place a double bed. So there's 2 red beds right there in the middle, and it should look like this. Now that that's done, you need to add in a whole bunch of spruce planks into this corner. And just fill it in. So it will look like this. Next, basing off of where this door is, place 1 extra row of spruce planks right here. And extend this all the way over to the wall, so that it lines up at the end of where this 5x2 window is. Then, in this corner, the exact same thing and fill it all in with spruce. So it should look like this. Afterwards, we're going to come over to where the rightmost bed is, and we're going to place in 3 blocks here. Then, we're going to drag this all the way over to where the window is, and fill in this gap right here. And this should make it so there is 3 blocks of floor directly opposite both sides of the 5-block window. So it will look like this. Next, you gotta place in a wall to make this a room. Whoa. So what you do is you outline what is already here. So, you place in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. You place in 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here, so that this window will be centered. And then you connect these 2 bits right here. And you build it up to the same height. And now the room should look like this. Next up, we're going to do the chest room. So you're going to be in the bedroom, and then in this indent here, not that one, this one, you're going to break out the 2 center blocks, so right here. So it should look like that. Then, we're going to place in a block of pink wool right here. We're going to place a door, but the door needs to face to the right. Then, you come here, and where this little line of blocks goes, you're going to extend this to the wall, so that this back window is once again a centralized window. So there's 2 blocks to that side and 2 blocks to that side. So now the area should look like this. Next, you're going to fill in the floor with pink wool. So the room will look like this. Then, we gotta place in a couple of double chests. So you place from each side 1, 2, space, with a torch. Torch, space, torch, space. There will be room for 4 double chests and 3 torches in between them. Do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Next, directly above it, you're going to place in a row of spruce wood slabs. So it should look like this. Afterwards, you're going to do the exact same thing you did on the bottom layer, and just do the 2 double chests, a torch, double chest, torch, double chest. So now it should look like this. Finally, come to the middle of your double chests, so that now these slabs are in segments of 5, and it seems like there's there's 4 main segments. So you got that, 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 and that. Oh, that. Thus completing the chest room. Coming back into the bedroom, the next room we're going to make is the bathroom. So you come here, where this area is, right next to this door. Come to the center of this wall so that you have 3 blocks there, 3 blocks there, similar to how that is. Then, you place in a spruce plank here. Actually, no, you don't. You place in a pink wall. And this room is 8 blocks long, so basing off the wall of this in the chest room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you place in a block of birch. So that then you can close that off, and this is a relatively small room, so right here. Then, you do a checkerboard pattern between snow and pink wool, starting with the pink wool in the doorway, so that in the end, the room will end up looking like this. So now the room should look like that. Next, we're going to complete this area by coming into the area that's over here. So in this back room, what you got to do is from over here, you place in, going off of this wall right here, the wall with the door, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th block, you place an anvil. Then, you place a furnace. After that, right here, 2 blocks away from where this wall is, so that there's a gap of 4 between the furnace and the 2 blocks that have just been broken. Actually, for better reference, it lines up with this wall right here. So then, in this area, you place in a block of black wool, and then you place in the door. Then, once again, you place in a block of white wool, then black wool, and white, then black, and it becomes yet another checkerboard pattern. I don't really know why this room exists, because I mean, they have a bathroom in the other room. Why do they need two in a small house, like right next to each other? Anyways, right here, we're going to place a block of coarse dirt, and that's that. Now, in this corner over here, we're going to place in two fence gates, and then we're going to place two fences, and then a fence gate in the center. It comes out of the wall by 2 blocks, and it lines up with the left-hand side of this door, if you're going for that reference. And the back room should look like this. And the second bathroom should look like this. And that's about half the house done. So, now you break 2 blocks there, and we're going to fill in this block with stone brick. Then we're going to place in the door faces right, and we have this room to start on. So, as I mentioned earlier, here is a door, and I'm going to place stone bricks there, and we can place the door that goes to the outside world. Next, we're going to add in the wall. So on this wall, where there isn't a door, but there's still the huge glass window, you're going to count over from by 2. 1, 2. On the second block, you're going to fill in this entire area with birch planks. And the room should look like this. And then next, you fill in the entire floor with stone bricks, and that does complete the room. So now the room should look like this. Completely empty, but with stone brick floor. Finally, there's this one last room. So, firstly, because it's a large room, we gotta fill up the floor. And the floor of this place is spruce planks. So we gotta fill that up. And this room is pretty empty. So, in the back, we're going to place in a layer of bookshelves. And then we're going to place another layer on top of that, so it will look like this. Then, we're going to place 3 layers here. We're going to place 3 layers here. Well, 2 layers of 3 here. So it should look like this, with more bookshelves in the corner there. Then, coming 3 blocks in, coming 3 blocks in, we're going to place in another row of 3 bookshelves, so that it creates this 3x2 little segment right here. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, so it looks like this. In the center, we're going to place in an enchanting table. On this wall, random I know, we're going to place in 3 item frames that look like this. Finally, to complete this little bit, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks of bookshelf right there. We're going to place 6 more the exact same way in this corner. We're going to place 3 in the center like this. Then we're going to add in a ladder in the center right here. Same thing on the opposite side. We're going to place in 2 ladders here and 2 ladders here. So now it should look like this. And if you've done everything correctly, you have now completed the entire interior other than the fireplace, which we're going to get to once the roof is complete. Therefore, it's time to work on the heavily repetitive roof. So how does the roof work then? In essence, this is kind of how it goes. It's kind of united for the bottom layer, but then it kind of separates right here. So, what we're going to do is right over here, we're going to start on the oak plank that we placed in earlier in the episode, or not the episode, the video. And we're going to wrap it all the way around to right here. This is where the actual central part would start. That's not what we want to do. So we're going to place a staircase here and a staircase here, we're going to place a staircase here and a staircase here. So it creates this kind of little indentation thing right here. So that means it's going to go on to create two different peaks in the house. So you can drag this across this wall that we built when we made the original large area. And we're going to drag this across as well. And then from there, we just wrap this around the wall. So now it should look like this. The difficult part is more or less here though, so make sure you get that right. The stair disconnects here, they do not unite. This line goes on as its own thing, this line goes on as its own thing. Then you repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So you can add in this line of blocks here for the staircase. We'll add in a block here, and we'll start this layer. So again, these are separate. Then wrap it around. And from here, on this part right here, and on this part right here, it's essentially a game of getting it up to a peak like this, where the central part is oak wood slab. So now it's going to be kind of a race to the top. So now we just build this up into kind of a cone shape, to which I'm gonna just jump cut this, and I'll maybe time lapse, I'll jump cut, maybe, I don't know, but this is gonna take a hot minute. So now, in the center, it should look like this. This big pyramid of staircases. And then in the center is a single row of oak wood slabs. So like this. Once again, do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So now you should have two cone shapes that look like this, and from here you can kind of see how the house is going to turn out. So then on the inside of all of these rooms, where you can kind of see this whole pyramid in full effect, we're going to create the roof. So in all of these rooms, the roof is 4 blocks tall. So we're going to essentially, on the layer that was entirely birch that I added in earlier, we're going to make that completely solid. And the house is going to be dark. We're going to add some torches, yeah. But here's what we're doing for now. And now we do the same exact thing on the opposite side, which should be easier considering there's only 2 rooms rather than 4. Or as I would say in the original, FOA. I got tons of comments saying that was annoying, yes. So here we are, and I've only said it once. There you go. To finally complete the roof, we gotta complete the center area. Therefore, I guess the simplest thing we can do is to help in the center. So come to the center where it divides the fireplace room and the back room, and we're going to build it up as kind of a placeholder for the staircase. So we're just going to build it up. Each sides are going to get 1 block smaller as it goes up, and it's just going to follow the same exact pattern. And now, for this part of the roof, all we do is we just drag these lines across, and that simply does it. And now, from an exterior standpoint, the entire house is complete, except for the little walkway. We'll do that as the final touch. So this is how it should look. So, I have night vision on, and the first thing to note is that all of this is oak. Within the house, this isn't true. And you gotta do it on both sides, so I'm going to also get some potions of speed. So, get yourself some night vision, it'll help. And I'll toss on some speed as well. And we're going to essentially do the exact same thing, but on the inside. So we're going to cover up all of the oak blocks that you see. So in the end, it should look a little bit like that. And you do that on the exact same side, on the opposite side. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Yeah, I can't speak today. Probably isn't ideal for doing a tutorial. I'll place that back on when I'm done. Now do not do the central block, because the next step is adding in a layer of oak wood. I don't know why they added in a layer in oak wood when they tried to cover up all the rest of the oak wood, but right here on each layer, we're going to add in a layer of oak wood slabs. So right here, and it keeps going inward. So now the room should look like this. And now we start the fireplace. So on the back wall where the fireplace goes, in the very center, we're going to break this block, replace it with brick, replace this block, replace this block, and replace this block. Then we drag all of the bricks all the way down to the floor. Right here, we create a column of 6 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do the same thing on the opposite side. So it should look like this. Then, make a column of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just 1 block shorter. Do it on both sides. Now it should look like this. Next, do a column of 3. And a column of 3. Lining up with the column of 6, but a block forward. So it should look like this. Then, between those 3, you're going to place a line of iron bars. So it should look like this. Over here, we're going to place 3 brick blocks to make it all smooth. Then on top, we're going to add in 3 brick slabs. So it should look like this. In this little gap right here, we're going to place in 3 netherrack blocks. So it should look like that. And we're going to place in 6 stone bricks so that they line up with what the back wall would be. And they go directly under where these bricks would be. So it should look like this. Finally, we're going to add in 3 brick slabs right here, so it shows the underside of 2 blocks right above this. And to conclude, we break out 1, 2, 3 blocks. We break out the rest of the blocks until it mirrors out to this side. So ultimately it's 7 wide that you're breaking, and it should be the area that looks like that. There should be 1 layer of wood between the carpet and this pit you just dug. And the second to last step to complete this room, we fill this in with chiseled stone brick. Make sure you grab chiseled stone bricks and not silverfish infested stone bricks. That would be bad. So this completes most of the room. But to end off, there is a chandelier in the center. Okay, so going to the top, we're going to break this layer of oak wood slabs, and we're going to break this layer of oak wood slabs. And this layer in the center, we're also going to break this, and then replace it with the layer of birch planks, so that now the top should look like this. From this window, we're going to go 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go 1 more over, the 6th block, so it should look like this. The stone bricks don't actually go there, but that shows where the fence goes in comparison to the window. Then you're going to extend this down by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should look like this. On the bottom layer, you're going to extend it out in each direction by 2, so it creates a plus sign like shape. So it will look like this. Finally, you're going to place in a smaller, I guess, plus sign shape right on top with more oak fence. So it will look like this. Then we place in some torches on top of the empty fences that are here. And now we go in for the final little details. The main thing that actually is consistent is right here. These 6 item frames have these 6 flowers. You have the azure bleuet, the pink tulip, the dandelion, the blue orchid, the oxydaisy, and the white tulip. These are the 6 flowers that go in the item frames. From then, torches. Because there are so many torches, because it's such a big empty house, I'm not going to be bothered to go and place them all in their exact places, so I'll fly around the existing copy to show you where they go. They go there, there. You can copy from here. And now that you presumably have the torches in, probably wherever you want, because the torches are heavily inconsistent throughout videos. That's just the arrangement that I have within the house. There's one more detail to add before we can call it done. So, right by the front door, we place in 4 stone bricks. Actually 5. We make that extend to make it 3 by 5, 15 blocks of stone bricks. By these 2 trapdoors, we place 2. Do that on the opposite side. Then, if we outline this block, these 4, and these 4 with fences, thus completing the house tutorial for the 2nd time. I didn't forget that block. No. So yeah, that is the house tutorial completed once again, and it's been 4 years. I probably did it better. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. My videos normally end with me jumping in lava, so, alright. See you next time.